Okay, so I took one trade today. I thought it was a lot more than this. Not even gonna lie. I was just trading my system, but we're gonna go over where I entered, where I added to the trade, and why I exited the trade. So I entered at 11:30, added at 11:33, and got out at 12:02. I thought, well, let's just see what I how things worked out. All right, so because at 100. All right. So here's today's price action. In the sense we had I couldn't really find any levels to really work with throughout the day until we had this 10K volume that came in at 10 o'clock that bounced off of initial that bounced off of value area high. I missed the first leg up, and then I took the retest of the trade. I was still skeptical about it, but things seemed to line up pretty well that I like, so I took the trade anyways. Um, I'm not going to lie, I was a bit nervous with some of the entry um, because this is the time that, well, today was supposed to be like a weird day around 10 o'clock here. Powell and Yellen were speaking, and so I was just and then the price action from the candles were not anything clear for me for entry wise. So I basically was waiting until I got a clear um, candle that made sense. VIX was kind of like in the chop range, so I felt like we were going to be ranging, which we actually, in a sense, we did. We stayed in this bit of a range here. NQ was still pretty strong in this direction, while ES was doing its own thing for the most part. So it was a bit of a weird day. So um, yeah, that's pretty much what I got. It was pretty of a bit of a weird day, but I'm gonna go over the trades that I took. The trade that I took. So my trade came in at my trade idea came at 11:30 for an entry, right? So we bounced here. We have some nice lower wicks here. I wish I took the first trade, but I didn't. Here we had the first 10K for the day. I saw it came in. I couldn't mix. I was a bit nervous. Even though we cleared this, I could have taken the double bottom right here and a channel break. So let's go into a plain chart real quickly and then just go over that. So this is the idea of the trade, the levels, 10K, right? Price came in, price pushed up above the 10K, price pushed down, and I could have just drew a channel like this, right? Um, Here, bought the channel break, or either as it's breaking or by the break of the channel, and then bring it like that, right? So risking about 3 points, the 3.5 points, I think, right, to make 6 to 7 points, right? And I would have gotten out. I would have been done for the day. This right here. Probably would have done one or two ES contracts. Probably just one because I usually just been doing one and I've been adding the other one as we go. So maybe just one ES contract up and would have been done for about 6 points, which is about essentially what I got from today's trade. So that was the trade that I saw. This would have been a nice entry. Probably would have been better if I did two S contracts because we'll be coming out of the volume and looking to exit right away if it decides to like um, reverse on me. So the trade worked here that I missed. The next trade was mine over here. I saw that we had a nice wick from on the 30 minute over here. Again on the 30 minute we kind of have somewhat of an upside down candle. I think I looked at the 15-minute chart also for some guidance. Yes, we're getting a nice wick and legs and candle. So I was looking for price to come back and break. So when price looked like it was bouncing and on the 5 minute, I decided to look for my entry. on the 1 minute. There's a lot going on. Here, all right. I added this later. So I look for my entry because we cleared the top. This was the high part that we're getting in. This volume came in that caught my attention. Once we broke this, this was my entry. At the close of it, price pulled down, had me feeling a little bit nervous, and then I re-entered once I saw a lot of price action coming from this candle here. I added again right here, looking to exit down here. All right. So in a sense, I went from risking 3.5 to risking about 2.5, right, on 2 ES contracts. So that's about, on 2 ES contracts, that's about almost 200 bucks, more or less, for 2.5, 50, 50, 100, 50, 50, about 250, right, about 250. So price pushed up, pushed down, and then price started just basically chopping up. So I try to keep my eyes focused on the 5 minute and on the 15 minute, while managing my channel on the 30, on the 1 minute. So we had this long push up, right? And here's where things got tricky. We had this long push up at 11:45 to 12, and I said we're likely gonna have a pullback, right, before moving even higher. Right, I said we're likely gonna have a pullback before moving higher to reach this this 2 to 1 level, and also to reach this candle rejection over here, right, which is also this wick over here. Let me get rid of these previous channels so I don't need them anymore. Right, this wick over here. So I thought we were gonna pull back, and I said, well, since it's noon, we were gonna be closing out their orders. We might get a deeper pullback, and I don't want to have to really continue dealing with it before we get to push up. So what I did, even though I did tell myself that, I basically exit the trade. I can find it. I exit the trade at the break of the 1 minute channel because this was going on nicely. I was hoping we were gonna bounce, or at least if we had the wick, I would wick down, but price like it was really staying strong to reverse. So I said I'm not gonna let price come all the way back down to this and then have to deal with it going back up. So I took my exit. Upon taking my exit and I walked away, I didn't see any of this. Price decided to move the extra 3 points. I was up, I believe, 2 points away from it. Yeah, about 2 points away from where we hit the 9. I was about 2 points away from it. I said I'm not going to be greedy. So I took my exit around here. I already thought it was a lot more than that. I thought it were up 8 points. I miscalculated. So my exit was at 5,637.75. 5,637.75. So right about here is where it took me out at. I saw, yeah, I clicked here and it took me out down here, right? So, and my stop loss was actually right down here, but I was gonna let it reverse all the way down here on me. So if I did wait, I would have gotten the extra 3 points, which is about the same amount as this. So in a sense, I ended up with a 1-to-1 trade. So which netted me about 400 bucks, would say. All right, and this would have put me at about 800, because this is about, how many points is this? 6 points, 7 points, and 350, about 700. All right, so I really thought the points were, no, you know what? I wanted higher. I was looking for this level. That's why. That's why I was thinking a lot higher, and I was a little bit off. I wanted to take an exit up here. This is where I wanted to get my exit at. But price was going into news. Sorry, into news, into lunch, and I didn't want to pull back before moving up. So I just took my exit and walked away, because I basically walk away from the charts around noon. So just to recap my entry, we had a 10K volume. Price bounced from there, came back to it, and I saw buyers step back in, and so I bought at the break of the channel. At the break of the channel, we pulled back. We had an inverted hammer candle here, and I saw price pushing back up. I added to the trade here on the 1 minute, and with my new stop loss around here, price pushed up, kept inside of this channel, wanting price to at least break up to here to exit before the noon session of the London ending. We didn't get that. We broke out of the channel, and I exited the trade because I didn't want a reversal because of orders being closed. We're kind of like in the middle of nowhere, and I wanted us to continue towards the extreme, and I was gonna just wait in the middle of nowhere to figure out what price wanted to do. Price did reach my level after I exit the trade, bounced down to where I marked this. I'll talk about this in a bit, and then pushed up even higher for a second leg from around 12:45 ish all the way up to like 1 o'clock. I'm not sure if we had news or somebody speaking or whatever it may be. I think at 1 or 12 we had news. Let's see. What was today's things looking like? Whoever 3 year note, and then 130. So maybe the 1 o'clock was a 1 o'clock move was the 3 year note. So this was a nice reversal to come down. So my trade ended here. Any 10K? Yeah, we do have a 10K here. Price didn't clear it, and price moved down lower from that. So just things for me to keep an eye on. So we did get a 10K. Price didn't clear it, and price moved lower from there. All right, didn't clear that candle. Price bounced once, and then had a nice another channel break, and then pushed down a little bit. Didn't go too far though. So about what, maybe 4 points, 5 points. All right, but this was probably the second trade. I was looking at this a potential sell because we had this. So we went up and we wicked and we pushed down. Let me clear the charts because there's a lot going on. Before I clear the charts, I'm gonna go over where I got this box from. This is basically from the 5 minute. Right, the top of this because we bounced, came down to it. I just put the top of the 5 minute because it seemed like we're struggling there, and we just had volume around that area. So I just marked that area, and it looks like we respected it, the second time. So when I was in the trade, I was looking to see how price reacted because we were in here, right here. So I entered around here, pushed back, and we're rejecting that level. I said, well, we probably need to break it. I'm going to put my stop loss. We broke it like we did, like I wanted to, and we hit those levels that I wanted to. Came back and retested it, and then pushed up even higher, right? And these are like probably like 10-point shots. So trying to get like somewhere in there, like 4 to 5 points, maybe even 8 points is good. This entry here probably would have been good. I wonder what it looks like on the 5 and 15, right? Boom, a nice 2-to-1. On the 5 minute, it looks like a nice inverted. So looking like for a channel break after this. Nice volume. Looking for a channel break. Don't have much here on the 30-minute. 15-minute doesn't have anything, so only the 5 minute would probably be our best shot, and it'd probably enter at probably a little bit sooner. So I may have to get a channel like this. Right, so maybe here, or maybe even this retest to push up. So like that, right? or even like that. So risking about, what is that, 2 points to make 8. So yeah, about 2 points to make. That would have been a nice move here. Stop loss here, waiting for it to break. Boom, and then just get out. Let's hit the initial balance. All right, so that's it for me today. One trade, added on to it. A lot less than what I expected, but we're just gonna keep it simple. Continue keeping it simple. Continue looking for those 10K levels, which I haven't been taking like I should. Working on that because price move a lot faster right after those, but for some reason they still kind of scare me. But they've been very consistent. So that's it for me today. I'll be back tomorrow. Powell will also be back tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning. And then we have Thursday and Friday. So I'm going to take it slow. I am close to passing the combine. I got about a grand left. Just one trade at a time. Not even going to try to rush it. I'm having a good month so far. All right, just trying to work on just being consistent. Had a good month had a good last month. Just working on being consistent. And soon this is gonna be actual capital, where I'm netting 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, whatever it may be. But just following my plans and just sticking to them. All right, so that's it for me for today. I am out.